Welcome to the deep dive. You're tuning in because you want to get smart, fast on what's really shaking in the world. Today, we're slicing through the AI buzz. We want to get down to the nuts and bolts of how it's being used inside companies, like right now.
And to do that, we've got a fantastic resource. It's a recent survey. Over 1,400 IT leaders is put together by the tech specialists at Clodera. Gives us a real data-backed look at what's happening, on the ground.
What immediately grabbed my attention, and, well, it might surprise you too, is this. A significant 60% of AI agents currently in action. They're operating within IT departments.
Yeah.
Okay, let's think about that for a second. When AI agents pop into our heads, we often picture like customer service chatbots or maybe some cutting-edge marketing tools.
Well, the front-facing stuff.
Exactly. But this survey is pointing to a different reality. It suggests the real engine room of AI adoption, at least for now, is within the internal workings of IT.
That's a really key insight, isn't it? It makes you reconsider some of the broader headlines about where AI is having its most immediate impact. So in this deep dive, we're going to explore exactly what these IT-focused agents are doing day to day.
Right.
And how organizations are actually building them and, well, what kind of roadblocks they're running into.
Yeah, we're moving past the theoretical, getting into the practicalities.
Exactly.
So let's kick off with the big picture. This survey, it paints a pretty clear picture of widespread enthusiasm, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely.
A massive 96% of organizations are planning to ramp up their AI usage in the next year.
96%. That's practically everyone. This isn't just some fringe experiment anymore.
Not at all.
And what's fascinating here is that this isn't just, pie-in-the-sky future thinking either. A solid majority, 57%, have already implemented AI agents within the last couple of years.
Right, so they're already doing it.
Yeah. That tells you the adoption rate isn't just a slow climb. It's a pretty rapid ascent. Lots of companies actively getting their hands dirty with this tech.
Now, while that enthusiasm is clear, the survey also highlights some very real hurdles, things that might give organizations pause as they, move forward.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about familiar challenges, keeping data private and secure. That's a big one.
Always.
The always fun task of making new tech play nicely with existing systems.
Integration, yep.
And the absolute necessity of having good, clean data to feed these agents. You need quality data.
Exactly. So while the desire to expand AI is clearly there, these practical considerations, they're likely to shape just how quickly and broadly that expansion happens. Organizations really need to have a solid foundation in place to truly unlock the benefits of AI agents.
Okay, let's zoom in on where these agents are actually clocking in. That 60% figure in IT operations really jumps out.
It does.
And the survey breaks down the specific jobs they're doing. It's quite eye-opening. Leading the pack are performance optimization bots. That's at 66%.
Okay.
Very closely followed by security monitoring agents at 63%.
Security. Makes sense.
And then development assistance at 62%.
And helping developers code.
Yeah, seems like it. These numbers really underscore where organizations are seeing immediate, tangible value from AI.
They really do. Think about it. AI that can proactively fine-tune your systems, constantly watch for security threats, and like you said, give developers a helping hand. Those are areas that can lead to significant efficiency gains and, well, cost savings pretty quickly.
And it's not just about what these agents are doing, but also how they're being brought to life. The survey points to a bit of a two-pronged approach.
Oh, so?
Well, a majority, 66%, are building these agents on top of broader enterprise AI infrastructure platforms.
Right, the underlying toolkits.
Yeah, think of those as the systems for building and managing AI generally. But a significant 60% are also tapping into AI smarts that are already baked into their existing core applications.
So using both dedicated platforms and embedded capabilities.
Exactly.
This hybrid strategy is quite telling, actually. The survey authors interpret it as a move towards solutions that are not only scalable and secure, but also close to the data they need to work effectively. Makes sense.
Yeah, it suggests companies are being practical. They're leveraging both the dedicated AI powerhouses and the, increasing intelligence of their everyday software.
A pragmatic approach.
Okay, so IT is definitely the front runner right now. But what about those customer-facing applications, the ones that often dominate the AI conversation?
Yeah, good question.
It looks like they're also in the mix, though maybe at a slightly earlier stage of widespread use.
Yes, the survey shows that initial forays into using AI agents outside of IT are indeed happening. Customer support is leading the way there at 78%.
78%. Okay, so that's still huge.
It is. Which makes sense, right? Given the long history of automation in that area with things like chatbots,
Sure.
then process automation follows at 71%.
Automating workflows across the business.
Seems like it. And then predictive analytics comes in at 57%.
It's interesting that customer support remains such a big focus, even with this strong showing in IT.
It is.
And process automation across the business also feels like a natural fit. Companies are always looking for ways to streamline workflows, right? In all sorts of departments.
Absolutely. And while predictive analytics is a bit further down the list for now, it represents a more sophisticated application of AI.
How so?
Well, using it to anticipate future trends and inform strategic decisions, rather than just tackling immediate operational tasks. It's more forward-looking.
Gotcha. More strategic. Okay. Now let's dig into the nitty-gritty of how these agents are actually built. The survey asked about the technologies currently being used or planned for use.
Okay.
And perhaps unsurprisingly, we see a lot of overlap with where these agents are being deployed. Remember that hybrid approach.
Exactly. The top technologies in the mix are those enterprise AI infrastructure platforms, again at 66%.
Right.
Then the agent capabilities embedded within applications at 60%.
Uh-huh.
And then also at 60%, dedicated enterprise AI agent platforms and frameworks.
So you've got both the broad infrastructure and more specialized tools designed specifically for building these kinds of intelligent agents.
Yeah. It really reinforces that blended approach we were just talking about.
It sounds like organizations aren't necessarily looking for one, magic bullet,
Probably not.
but rather a mix of tools and capabilities that best suit their specific needs and, well, the infrastructure they already have in place.
That's a key takeaway, I think. The landscape of AI agent development is still taking shape, and companies are likely experimenting. They're trying different approaches to figure out what delivers the best results for them.
Of course, with any new technology, there are bound to be some bumps in the road.
Always.
The survey highlights some significant challenges organizations are facing when they deploy these AI agents. Topping the list are concerns around data privacy. That's at 53%. Totally understandable given the increasing focus on how data is being used.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
And probably only going to get more focus.
Then comes the ever-present challenge of integrating these new systems with what they already have. That's at 40%.
Integration again.
Yeah, and the cost of getting everything up and running at 39%.
These are pretty common pain points we've seen with other major tech shifts, aren't they?
They really are.
And the fact that a significant 37% of respondents found integration to be very or extremely challenging, that really underscores that deploying AI agents isn't always, plug and play.
Not at all.
It often requires a good bit of effort to connect these new smart capabilities with existing legacy systems and, well, established ways of working.
So looking ahead, what are the folks on the front lines hoping to see? What improvements do they want in future AI agent deployments to make things smoother, more effective?
Yeah, the survey provides some insights there, too, into desired improvements and features.
What's top of the list?
Right at the top, with 65% of respondents citing it, are stronger data privacy and security features.
No surprise there.
Clearly a major priority. Close behind that is the desire for faster training and customization at 54%.
Right. Speed to value. Nobody wants to wait forever to get their AI up to speed.
Exactly. Then you've got a push for enhanced natural language processing NLP at 51%. So these agents can understand us better.
Makes sense.
And better contextual understanding at 50%, so they grasp the bigger picture, not just the immediate query.
Those all make perfect sense, don't they? Getting agents deployed quickly, chillering them precisely, having them truly understand nuanced language, and operating with a deeper sense of context.
Yeah, those would be real game changers.
Definitely.
And these desired improvements really spotlight how AI agent technology is still maturing. Vendors and developers will likely be focusing on these very areas to drive wider and hopefully more successful adoption in the future.
Now, let's take a look at how the adoption of AI agents is playing out across different sectors. The survey gives us a really useful breakdown, leading applications in some key industries.
Okay, yeah, let's see the industry view.
So, in the world of finance and insurance, top use case, fraud detection, 56%.
Makes perfect sense. High stakes there.
Totally. Risk assessment follows at 44%, and then investment advisory at 38%.
Right. Aligns with the industry's focus. Security, regulation, complex data analysis.
Switching gears to manufacturing, process automation takes the lead at 49%.
Okay. Efficiency focus.
Yeah, with supply chain optimization right behind at 48% and quality control at 47%. Also significant.
Again, reflects that sector's constant drive for efficiency, keeping costs down, ensuring top-notch product quality.
Makes sense. Then healthcare. Appointment scheduling is the front runner at 51%.
Interesting. More admin focused initially.
Seems like it, but followed closely by diagnostic assistance at 50%.
Okay. Clinical support too.
And medical records processing at 47%. So it's a mix of streamlining admin and providing some clinical decision support.
Got it. That highlights the potential.
And finally, in telecommunications, customer support bots and security monitoring agents are neck and neck at 49%.
Both. Almost half. Wow.
Yeah, and customer experience agents at 44%.
So that really underscores the industry's focus on both interacting with customers effectively and, safeguarding their networks. A dual priority.
Exactly. This industry-specific snapshot really brings home just how diverse the applications of AI agents are becoming.
Yeah, different sectors leveraging the tech to tackle their own unique challenges and seize specific opportunities. It's not one size fits all.
So based on all of these findings, the folks who put together the Cloud Era survey, they offered some recommendations for organizations looking to successfully implement AI agents.
Oh, the practical advice section. Good.
These seem like some really useful takeaways for you listening to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Their first piece of advice is to really focus on strengthening your data foundation
Oh.
and your ability to integrate different systems.
Back to data and integration.
Yep. They stress the need for a modern data architecture, unified platforms, basically getting your data house in order to securely manage everything these AI agents will rely on.
Yeah.
It really echoes what we were discussing earlier about the challenges, right? Integration, data quality.
It really does. Their second recommendation, aim for some quick wins.
Quick wins. How?
By starting with high-impact projects, things that can deliver a clear return on investment fairly quickly.
Okay, like what?
They specifically point to customer support and process automation as good places to start.
Because they often address very visible pain points.
Exactly. And the results can be more easily measured. Show the value early.
That's a really pragmatic approach. By focusing on areas where AI agents can quickly demonstrate their value, organizations can build momentum, make a strong case for further investment and expansion.
Makes sense. The third piece of advice is to clearly establish accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah.
For the AI.
Yeah. The survey authors raise a really important question. Who is actually responsible for how an AI agent performs?
Good point.
Is it the developer who built it, the business user who's using it, the IT team managing it?
Yeah. Those roles need defining.
Clearly defining those roles and responsibilities is going to be crucial as these things become more embedded.
That's a critical point that can often get overlooked in the initial excitement, I think. As AI agents get more deeply woven into business operations, you absolutely need clear lines of ownership and responsibility for their actions and outcomes.
Couldn't agree more. Next up, they recommend building robust governance and ethics frameworks.
Okay, governance and ethics, important.
This includes putting in place ways to check for bias in how agents are making decisions, ensuring transparency so you can understand how they're working.
The black box problem.
Right, and regularly reviewing their behavior to make sure it aligns with company policies and, user expectations.
This really speaks to the growing importance of deploying AI responsibly. As these agents take on more complex tasks, having those ethical guardrails and governance structures in place is absolutely paramount. It's not optional.
Definitely not. And finally, the survey authors recommend upskilling your teams, fostering a culture of collaboration between humans and AI.
The human element. Crucial.
Yeah, and this goes beyond just basic training. It's about developing people with hybrid skill sets.
Hybrid skills, meaning?
Folks who can not only build and integrate AI agents, but also understand how they think, what their limitations are, and how their capabilities are evolving.
So understanding the tech and the context.
Exactly. They emphasize that continuous learning and sharing knowledge are key here.
This really highlights that AI agents aren't intended or shouldn't be seen as a complete replacement for human workers,
Right.
but rather as a way to augment their abilities. Building teams that can effectively partner with AI, that's going to be essential for long-term success.
So, to kind of bring it all together, this deep dive into the Cloud Era survey really shows us that AI agents aren't just some futuristic idea.
Not all.
They're actively being deployed within organizations right now. with a significant initial focus, surprisingly maybe, on boosting IT operations.
Yeah, through things like performance tweaks, security monitoring, and helping out developers.
But we're also seeing significant adoption in those customer-facing areas, like support and process automation.
And that impressive 96% planned expansion rate, I
Yeah.
mean, that really underscores that this trend is set to continue and likely accelerate.
No doubt.
However, organizations are, quite rightly, concerned about challenges like data privacy,
Yeah.
getting systems to work together, the upfront costs.
Mm.
And they're looking for improvements in areas like security, how quickly they can customize agents, and their ability to understand natural language, the wish list we talked about.
This survey really does give us a valuable snapshot, doesn't it, of where things stand with AI agents in the enterprise today.
It does.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see where the current priorities are and the direction things seem to be heading.
And it leaves you, the listener, with a really interesting question to ponder, I think.
There is.
Given this increasing reliance on AI agents for tasks that are becoming more and more critical, what fundamental shifts in how organizations are structured and maybe in the skills that individuals need?
The bigger picture implications.
Exactly. What shifts might we see in the near future to ensure that these powerful tools are deployed not just effectively, but also ethically?
Yeah, it's about looking beyond the immediate applications, isn't it? And considering those broader, more fundamental implications for work and organizations, something to definitely think about.